Hey guys, Vivek Bhattacharya here again. So welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for your support in my channel, in my views. So many views in the first few hours of the first video. It really gave me a boost. And many of my friends suggested that I should make a video on the visa. So let me tell you that I have already got my visa for my traveling to Germany. I'll be flying on mid-September, and I'll give you my timeline for my visa. I booked my appointment on 10th of May, and I selected the appointment date as 15th of May. I went to VFS Kolkata, and I received my passport stamped on 14th of June. So this is my timeline, and in today's video we will be talking about a few things. Number one is the checklist. Many students have a lot of question about there are a few confusions related to the checklist item. That is number one. Number two is how to fill up the VIDEX form, how to fill up the declaration form, how to fill up the form 54. This form 54 is generally given at the visa center, and you have to fill it up, so it's good for you to have a heads up. And number five is how you are going to conduct yourself on the day of the visa at the VFS. So without any further ado, we have a lot of things to cover. Let's get started right away. So before you start anything, you should have a few documents with you. That is number one, the passport. The number two is the blocked account confirmation 06. So you can get a blocked account from Expatrio, and with the value package you will be getting the travel insurance and you will also be getting the health insurance, which will be activated once you reach Germany. So the thing is, if you take Expatrio, I think most of us are taking Expatrio because it's widely used. You can also go for Coracle or some other providers. So once you have the blocked account confirmation, the passport, the money and all your documents, you can go to the VFS for your interview. First of all, you have to see which visa category you fit in. So if you're going for masters, you're going for long-term student visa, and that is for 90 plus days. So that is one thing that you need to keep in mind while filling up the VIDEX form. And the next thing is you have to see under which jurisdiction of VFS are you falling. So I will provide you the link below in the description, by clicking on which you can see which areas are covered under which VFS. So you can choose your VFS accordingly. Okay, so the next important thing is the checklist. You need to get the checklist first so that you can arrange all your documents. The checklist is available in German consulates or embassy's website. I will drop the link to the website in the description below, which will help you to download it whenever you want. Also note that the format in which the numbering in which the VF in the checklist is mentioned 1, 2, 3, you have to exactly arrange your documents in that particular fashion. So let me talk about the VFS experience first, and then I will go on to describing all the individual matters of declaration form, checklist, how to form the VIDEX form, and the remaining stuffs. So once you are going to the VFS, okay, so you need to take a token. You go to your seat, and you take a seat and you wait for them to call your name. So once they call your name, just go there in the counter and submit all of your documents to them in the fashion in which just I mentioned. That is the pattern of the checklist. So once you submit it to them, they will check as per their knowledge, and they will ask you two questions. The first is, where have you been staying for the last 6 months? And I think the most suitable answer will be to say the place where your jurisdiction falls under VFS. Okay, so that should be your answer. So like if you are staying in Delhi and if you are coming to Kolkata for your visa appointment, and you have been staying in Delhi for the last 6 months, then they will simply tell you that you cannot apply through this particular VFS office. You have to go and apply to Delhi. So choose your VFS carefully. The next question they might ask is if you are working professional or not. So if you are working, then tell them that yes, you are working and you are expecting your relieving within the next month or so, or whenever it is planned. But in case if you are not working, then tell them very confidently that you have already resigned and you are not employed. One more thing, they might or might not ask for this particular document, that is your professional experience certificate or anything related to your profession, because that is first of all not mentioned in the checklist. Next, if they are asking for your work experience certificate or so, you can provide them with your appointment letter, your payslip, and you can tell them. And if you do not have a work experience certificate, tell them that the relieving process is still going and I may receive the work experience certificate after so and so date. After they review your document at the counter, they will give you a file, and you need to wait you need to take the file and wait for the biometrics. So once you go into the biometrics, you submit the file to them, you give your fingerprints, and all of your visa process is done for the day. So there is no such thing called visa interview like it happens in the US or anything. So it's very plain and simple procedure of just submitting documents. So with that being said, let us hop on to the checklist, the visa checklist. And there are a few doubts that students often say, and in this one we will be clarifying those doubts. This is the checklist for German national visas for student applicable from November the 1st 2022. This is the one which includes the APS, and this is the one that you need to download. So I will leave the link of this document in the description below. Also, I will provide the links for the declaration form, the application form, and a few other informative links. So first of all you need is the passport. That is the original passport which is issued by the Ministry of External Affairs, that you need to carry with yourself to the VFS. The next one is the application form. We'll be coming to that in detail. Also the declaration form will be coming to in details. Okay, then next comes the copy of the passport page. Now the copy of the passport page means the copy of the page in which your photograph is there, and another one where the address is printed. So those two flat pages you have to print, and you have to take all of these documents. You have to see, you have to take two identical copies. So whatever document you print, you have to print two sets. Okay, next come is the statement of purpose. So in the statement of purpose, it is nothing, it is as good as and as ditto as the one that you submitted to the university. But the major changes which you have to do is just you have to do a little bit of restructuring. Suppose in case of letter of motivation in the university, you have written that this and this modules of this university will help me in achieving this goal, and I want to study it. Now in case of the visa, you have to write, since I've already got this opportunity to study in this particular university, after studying this and this course, I will be learning this and this stuff, or I will be gathering this and this experience. So in this way what will happen is you just need to restructure your statement of purpose, and you don't have to work a lot in this particular matter. For the cover letter, I will be showing you the details, and I will also be giving you some more informative techniques to incorporate in your cover letter, which will make it more likable for the people who will be reviewing your documents. Next thing is the APS certificate. Take the APS digital or the hard copy which you have got. Take two sets of those documents also. Proof of admittance. Okay, many people ask whether it should be original or the two copies. First of all, there is nothing as original because we receive everything by email. So the best thing is take the black and white. I have taken all black and white copies and there was no issue. So you can print all of these documents in black and white, and don't waste your money because you're gonna need it when you're gonna land in Germany, man, and it's very expensive there. Okay. The next thing is the when not confirmed by the university in the admission notification. Okay, this is the language certificates you need. So it should be the language certificate in which your institution will be teaching you. So if it's an English taught program, you need to show B2 level of proficiency. If it is a German taught program, you also need to show B2 level of proficiency if it is not mentioned. But if your university is mentioning that they need C1 or C2 level of proficiency, then you have to show that C1 or C2 level of proficiency in the visa. So this goes the IELTS certificate and the GOET certificate. Okay, next is the certificate of all academic qualifications you have previously obtained. So it includes the class 10, class 12, your bachelor's transcript, your bachelor's degree certificate, all the semester mark sheet. It will also include your 10th and 12th certificates and mark sheet, both you need to take. Okay, then comes the curriculum vitae. It will be same as the one that you submitted to the university. Proof of financial means. So this is the one thing that I said, that the blocked account thing is very important, and get it first, otherwise you cannot go for your visa appointments. Okay, now if your university has a tuition fees, many public universities like RWTH Athens Private Wing, that is the RWTH International Academy, has a particular tuition fee structure. So we need to submit the fees and get the invoice for the first semester, and also we need to show the loan sanction letter that we have adequate means of financial proof to support our study in the upcoming future times. Now if you're not taking a loan, the best thing that you can do is get your family members, your father or mother, to give affidavit stating that they will be taking the whole responsibility. And I think here it is also mentioned, see, if it is you can show it in form of education loan, confirmation of payment from the university if you have already paid 4 semester of fees, or you can take unblocked a deposit added to your blocked account. This is also one important thing that you guys can do. You also need to take 3 passport size pictures, and that has to be according to the biometric specification, that is 35 mm cross 45 mm, and kindly check it on the website once again. Okay, and you need to take your visa fees. Now I strongly recommend you take cash. Okay, take 9,000 rupees of cash with you. Many of the time the card does not work, or sometimes the UPI does not work, but cash, it will always work. So the best thing that you can do is take 9,000 rupees of cash, split it in such a manner, like take 500 notes, 18 numbers, that is 9,000 rupees, and take 400 rupees in hundreds, and 90 rupees in tens, and 1 rupees 10 number of 1 rupee. So in this case you will have all the changes, and many of the time the VFS people do not have the change and they cannot provide you with the return money, so your money gets forfeited. I don't want you guys money to be getting forfeited, isn't it? So keep necessary changes with you guys. Okay, so this travel insurance and the health insurance thing you are getting with the expect your value package, and I don't think there is anything more in the visa checklist. Okay, so now we'll be talking about the declaration form, which is the number 3rd item on the checklist. So as you can see here, this is the declaration form, and in the barcode section you do not have to do anything. This is your name, this is your address, that is student's address, this is your place and postal code, and this will be student's phone number, this is student's email ID. Okay, you have to say that I agree on being contacted via email to the competent by the competent German mission in case of queries regarding my application. You have to take this. Also please select, you have to do the first one. I think it is an electronic mode of communication from their end, and in the last portion this is the place where you have to mention by whom you want to be legally represented. So generally everybody does mention here either father or mother, so you can write your father or mother's name and address. Here you give their phone number and email ID. In the last, this is student's signature, okay, with date. So this is the declaration form. So the next I talked about a form called form 54, which you will receive after going to the VFS. You can also print and take it with you, there is no harm. I took it in a printed format with me, and this is the format of that particular form 54. So here we can see there is written in German, it's also written in English. So as a foreigner can be expelled if he or she has furnished false or incomplete information in order to gain German resident permit or a Schengen visa. So they want to make sure that you are giving all your true documents. So here there is nothing much to do. You have to do here, this is the student signature, and this is the place and date. Okay, so there is no rocket science in it, and just like that the form 54 is also done. So how are you going to fill up the VIDEX form? So here I'm also sharing the screen, and you can see this is for the long stay visa. Also you have to, I will just guide you through this process very quickly. You have to give your name, your name, your name at birth if it was different. So this is your first name and this is your last name. This is the date of birth, this is the place of birth, country of birth will be India, this is whatever you are, marital status whatever you are, and the current nationality should also be Indian if you do not have a multi nationality or multiple citizenship. Okay, so for the parents information you need to fill up father's family name, father's first name, father's date of birth, father's place of birth, father's place of residence. Same goes for the mothers, all the information you need to select, and with also the nationality. Okay, the occupation thing, you can select from here in the drop down. You can see whatever fields you're working. You can say as a you can be unemployed or whatever the selection suits your background, you select that. You can give here the further info and the current occupation. If it is different, then you can also give the further information about that. This is about your address. I don't think there is much to talk about here. So here is the passport. This is the passport number. Okay, this is the date of issue. This is validity until, means until what date the passport is valid. Next is the issuing state. You have to select that, and also issued by, this will be the Ministry of External Affairs, and this is issued in and also you can write by the Republic of India. This is issued in, there will be something written, you can also write India, or you can also mention the state in the next part. Okay, so in the travel data you are going to say you are going to study, if applicable, intended employment, no. So you have to give intended duration. So mention this date as the one that you are putting in your travel insurance, so because that is the date from which your visa will be valid. So suppose I am traveling on 10th of May, and that is the date that I have put on my travel insurance. The German visa authority will see that date to be the one in which they will issue my visa, and it will be valid for 6 months, and then you have to go and do the registration over there in Germany. So that is the next step. So always mention the date here in which you have taken your travel insurance. Okay, in the case of reference, we will take here the educational institution, name of the educational institution. It can be college, it can be your company or any organization. See, these things are not mandatory, but if you have, you can obviously share. Okay, for family name of the contact person. So every university there will be some people who is in contact with you, and you need to give their reference here, because once the German government is contacting that particular university, they will go and talk to this particular person whether you have received an admit, and they will verify the stuffs there. So you need to give all these detail, the name of the university. I think this house number, postal code, and the town and the city will be the same as the university, and the telephone numbers that will also be in the undersigned section of the university's email. Okay, the last one is what are your means of support in the Federal Republic of Germany. So in most of the cases it will be blocked account. If you have additional input on the blocked account, so you can also mention it here. So has formal declaration of commitment been completed? So in this section you have to write no, and intended place of stay in the Federal Republic of Germany. So if you are knowing that portion, just write your address here. If you are not knowing, use university's postal code and university's city. You can choose this one as whatever your preferences are. And if it is no as an answer, then do not tick anything. Previous stays in Federal Republic of Germany, if you have stayed, then you have to mention yes. And then last, there is the declaration that have you been convicted, yes, no. Have you ever been expelled, no. Do you suffer from any of the following disease? Please read this very carefully. If any one of you are having any such symptoms, then you have to take yes. Then you go to save, and save that file as a JCON file. Okay, that JCON file will help you to import all the data in here later. Okay, so if you click on this import data and you select the JCON file, all of these things will get automatically filled, and you don't have to work again. And then you can also download by clicking on the continue button. So that is more or less something about the VIDEX form. Okay, so the last thing that I want to discuss with you guys today is the cover letter. Okay, so this is the cover letter which I prepared for my visa application and appointment. So you can take a look in here. So you have to, I have marked the areas where you need to change, so you need to change this particular date. And this is the addressing that I had done. So the subject will be application for German national visa student with APA certificate for studying, the name of the course in Germany. Okay, so dear sir, ma'am, I with your name, age, your age, this much years, a resident of the Republic of India, passport number, your passport number should be mentioned here, would like to submit my application for German national visa student. I have been offered admission to the MSc program of whatever you have been offered for the winter semester of 2023, which is an English taught or German taught course. The course is of 4 semesters long, in starting in October 23 and lasting for 24 months. Okay, so then you can give a short introduction about how you got motivated. This is a very small introduction about yourself, nothing you have to explain in here, because most of the thing that you will be doing in the letter of motivation. The next thing is you have to mention the structure of the tuition fees, if you have any, and the semester contribution. And then comes the academic details. You give your academic details, you give your name of the institutes, you give your grades or percentage, whatever you have achieved. Then you give the, as mentioned in the checklist, I am attaching the following documents in support of my application. So application form and declaration signed, declaration of additional contact and legal representation. Then there is the copy of the passport's data page, motivation letter, APA certificate, mention the proof number here, the IELTS language scorecard, the GRE scorecard, academic certificate, that is the 10th, 12th mark sheet and certificates, bachelor's degree certificate, transcript, and also the semester scorecard. You have to submit your CV, your blocked account confirmation 06, the invoices of the first semester if you have any. If you don't have, then you don't need to worry. Additional financial document, I provided my loan sanction letter. Then there is the 3 passport photographs. Then there is the health and the travel insurance. Then you have to write your sincerely here, put your name, your email ID here, you give your phone number, 10 digits in here. And with that being said, the cover letter is also done. I think I have tried to cover most of the topics related to the visa appointments, application form, cover letters, and all the stuffs related to visa. I think this video will be incredibly informative and beneficial for you and for those who are going for visa in next week's time or in the next month. Please share this video as much as possible with all of those friends and families looking to go abroad in Germany and start their career in masters. And I hope you guys will show me the love and support that you showed last time, and it will really give me motivation to continue more and bring more such informative videos in upcoming future times. So I would like to thank all of you guys for seeing the video, and I will see you in the next one. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and also like and share, and hit the bell icon to never miss any of my update. With that being said, bye for today. See you in next week.